Hey, welcome back. Let's resume. Okay, so I think we are nearing the final confrontation. Maybe just here the fight will begin. Before that, I think there are a couple of things that we should try out. So first of all, I think we have this bronze spear, which can be used. Okay, so I think after merging with the good incarnation and after having spoken with the practical incarnation about what the bronze spear is, we may have an option to use it differently, because this is a this is an old sensory stone which might contain knowledge about what the good incarnation wanted, right? So we should try to do that. And I also got a hint after last episode suggesting that we should try to, there'll be hidden hidden attribute checks during any dialogue that we might encounter later in the, like after the fight or during the fight, which might depend on some of the attributes, specifically charisma, wisdom, and intelligence, which these three are probably the ones where conversations could be influenced, right? So we'll try to buff three of these however we can. We can maybe use a different uh, tattoo or something. Tattoo of revelation, +2 to intelligence, +3 to intelligence. Let's keep this. Instead of this, I wish I picked a tattoo which had wisdom instead, so we could buff our wisdom. And the tattoo of lost incarnation, this increases our regeneration rate. This will be pretty useless during the fight, I think, because we'll be pausing and deploying spells, right? And this will tick up like 1 or 2 HP every, I don't know, 10-20 seconds or whatever, which is fairly useless in a fight. When we are like passively exploring, this makes sense. Otherwise, this might be useless. So we might switch out that with a different tattoo. I don't know which one though. Maybe let's cautiously explore the remains of our friends to see if anything else. +1 to charisma, immunity, panic. This might be good. This might be good for us. Uh, Nothing from him. Dakon might have a few tattoos on him. Magi. No, greater might useful for fighters. +2 to armor class. Tattoo of accuracy, Taco +1. I don't know. We probably won't be using Taco. Sounding stone. Let's just switch out sounding stone with. Sorry. Oh, come on. Tattoo of accuracy. This thing increases our resistance, but it's for fire, like resistance to fire, which might not be that useful. We can use this thing. Sorry, this thing, which again grants 3 to intelligence and 1 to wisdom. We can take off that tattoo that grieves 2 intelligence and switch that with the what was it, tattoo of Ravel for charisma. Then maybe we can cast a spell for the what's the scroll of friends, or like the one that gets us friends, because that increases charisma. Do we have enough healing? I feel like we have enough healing. Okay, so that's that. We might try to use, what's that spell? No, we don't have it equipped. I was thinking of this spell. We don't have it equipped. I don't think we have a scroll lying around for that either. Ting 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 ting. Modron. Road of Modron might. I don't know. If it's a tough fight, maybe we can back out and pick these items and use them again, you know? So it's not that bad. Armor class. We might switch out some of the rings with that. Definitely not this one. This one, armor class 4, weight. Okay, we have -1, right? So what if we... Let me drop some of the items safely somewhere here. Lady of Pain Ragdoll. I don't know. Okay, Lady of Pain Ragdoll is still here. I don't know the significance of Lady of Pain anymore. I've kind of given up on her. I'm starting to think that she's just part of the world lore. You know, the lore of the setting of the Planescape, the Planescape setting, the Sigil and Outer Planes, and not really part of the main story. She's just something that the writers utilized in a clever way, just to maybe build some intrigue. I don't know, but at least it came into story when Ravel considered her as a puzzle and tried to try to free her, which resulted in Ravel getting maced. So I think that's one point where Lady comes in. Other than that, I think it's maybe safe to just give up on having any what's the word, uh, any returns on like investing so much thought into her. I like luckily I didn't, but yeah, I feel like this one. I don't know. It feels like she's still there, but there is this entity that we're going to face, probably called Transcendent one, whose purpose we are not sure. I went back and rewatched or re-listened to my episodes about Ravel because I wanted to know the nature of her immortality again. What the different flaws that came about when Ravel created that immortality. It generates shadows. It can potentially cause memory, like the death of soul, or like forgot what again. I forgot what she said, but I think the memory going away is also one side effect. There are a couple of side effects. The creation of shadows is one, and then she says that life will hunt us as a prey. Maybe it's some aspect of life that is this transcendent one. But then I think about Lady and wonder if she can fit into this equation somehow. That's still unknown. And I think after the game's over, like I don't know how long. It's probably going to be a pretty long episode as I try to like go through to understand the final implications of this fight and what's exactly happening. But after the game's over, I think it'd be a nice idea to revisit that tomb, the journal tomb under the the buried village, and then also read our dodecahedron journal. So I think we'll do both of these things after we finish the game. Right now, I don't want to invest time into that. We know stories of Practical One and Paranoid One and Good Incarnation. So most of the entries should now start making more sense. So it's worth a revisit. But let's hold off on that till the game's over. Uh, Hopefully the fight isn't too bad. What was I doing again, by the way? I want to switch out this ring, so I was switching out some weapons. This is double sword first level mage spells. This might be really useful for us, you know. It won't, depending on the fight, I guess this might be useful for us. Another thing is we should try using Blade of Immortal right here in this place. Maybe it just respawns us to the start of the game, not game, this area. Let me pick up the ring though. Two, 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 two. Who had that ring? I think it was Grace. Displays a ring +2 to armor class. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. This one. Okay, let's equip that ring instead of our mage's guard or shield. See if the armor class. Oh, it's a ring. Okay. I think maybe negative token, we don't really need to hold on to this whole shadow creatures temporarily. So if the enemy starts spawning shadows, then obviously our negative token might come in handy. But other than that, I think it's safe to have that extra 2 armor class. Two, 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 two. What does this do? One creature. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of doing this. 3 charges. This increase our resistance or something like that. Invulnerability, Mechanus Cannon. Blind. Oof. Okay, I think we are ready to look at the bronze sphere. Hopefully, this is the interaction that results in uh, us seeing good incarnations memories. As you hold the spear up this time and examine it, you feel the memories of the first of your incarnations stirring within you. But it is not an insistent or driving force, it is calm, like the thoughts of a man walking across a great distance to speak to a friend he hasn't seen in ages. Okay, maybe it's he feels we are a friend because our nature is closer to him. As you feel his presence in your mind, you see the spear in a different light, not as ugly or hideous, but as something precious, like a newborn child. The spear is a repository. The spear is a repository of your last moments before you met Ravel on the grey waste and asked the impossible of her. You know why you asked her, and you know that all you need to do is touch the surface of the spear with both hands and feel regret, and the stone will open itself up to you. Okay. All you know, and you know that all you need to do is touch the surface of the sphere with both hands and feel regret, and the stone will open itself. Clasp the stone and feel regret. The sphere wrinkles in your hands, the skin of the sphere peeling away into tears and turning into a rain of bronze that encircles you. Each droplet, each fragment that enters you, you feel a new memory stirring, a lost love, a forgotten pain, an ache of loss, and with it comes a great pressure of regret. Regret of careless action, regret of suffering, regret of war, regret of death, and you feel your mind begin buckling from the pressure. So much, all at once, so much damage done to others, so much to an entire fortress, so much so an entire fortress may be built from such pain. Comes a great pressure of regret. You feel new memories stirring, a lost love, a forgotten pain, and ache of loss. Okay. Try to focus, keep your center. And suddenly, through the torrent of regrets, you feel the first incarnation again. His hand, invisible and weightless, is upon your shoulder, steadying you. He doesn't speak, but with his touch, you suddenly remember your name. Oh, what the hell? That's not. That's 2 million. That's 1, 2, 3,000, 10,000, 100,000. Wait, what? No, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Yeah, this is 2 million. And it's such a simple thing. Not at all what you thought it might be. And you feel yourself suddenly comforted. In knowing your name, your true name, you know that you have gained back perhaps the most important part of yourself. Okay. So is Fortress of Frigates build? I thought that this was just a thing that existed in the planes, But is it specifically tied to the nameless one as a person? Okay. Most important part of yourself. In knowing your name, you know yourself, and you know now there is very little you cannot do. The first incarnation's hand is gone from your shoulder, and he's watching you with a slight smile. That was my name all along? But if I was. You were who? The first incarnation holds his finger to his lips, silencing you. He nods at the symbol at your arm, as if indicating you should make use of it. Examine your arm. Gained item. The symbol of torment. The symbol of torment seems brittle somehow, as if it's only barely holding itself to your skin. Unconsciously, you reach out and peel it from your arm. It gives way with a slight resistance, like pulling off a scab. As you hold the symbol, you know that you can harness its power. It no longer rules you. I no longer wear the symbol. Does that mean? As you get halfway through your question, you realize that there's a heavy silence within your mind. You can no longer feel the presence of first incarnation within you. Take the symbol of torment.
I feel stronger.
The name, the named one. Your name at last. Okay. I don't know if this -4 went from 8 to 4. I'll have to check the recording to see. But this is a huge boost to all of our saving throws, right? Saving throws have improved. Fighting skills have improved. Spell memorization ability has increased. 6 characteristic points gained. 6 hit points gained. 30 hit points from Constitution bonus. That's cool. I don't know why this huge bump happened for this particular level up. This is level 16 now, right? We are. We can put it in Charisma. Everything else is 22. Maybe let's put it in Wisdom because we know Intelligence will be boosted. Charisma will be boosted. I don't think I've equipped Ravel's tattoo yet. That'll boost Charisma by 1. So it'll be 22. If possible, we can use a Scroll of Fronts too to increase our Charisma a little bit more. Not sure about Wisdom. Hmm. Let's go with Wisdom. Accept. Wait, what? Oh, we have 6 points to spend. What the hell? That's insane. Let's put 1 in Charisma, 2 in Charisma, 1, 2, 4 Wisdom. It's fine. I think this is fine. Maybe I don't know. Because Intelligence will get boosted to full like 25 anyway. At least that's my assumption. And Charisma will get boosted by 1 once I equip that tattoo. I forgot, like this does not show the total values that we have because of the equipped our equipments too. So we're level 22. Wow. We were quite close to 23. Yeah, we're quite close to 23 also. I guess we leveled up maybe multiple times, Okay, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. Yeah, I don't know why this is green though. Seems like maybe Wisdom can be improved above 25. Maybe 25 is in the cap. No, the green means that we have points that exceed 25. 25 is the cap, but if we have something that exceeds 25, it just shows it as green. Then that's what's happening. So if I equip Ravel stat 2, now okay, now we have everything at 25. Maybe green means that it's just boosted. It's just boosted with equipment. That's what green means, I think. But I think this is the max we can go for now. Intelligence, System, and Charisma at 25. We are chaotic good. Okay, that's fine. We are a Sense 8, which reminds me, do we have sensory? Yeah, we have sensory touch. Stories Born Still, Raised Dead. We had something else here earlier, right? I forgot what it was. It's probably related to Godsman. Right now, since we are a Sense 8, we have sensory touch, which is pretty useless in this coming fight because this is to be used on allies. We're not going to have any allies in this last fight. But yeah, it seems we had that. Okay, Bronze Sphere is gone. It just disappeared. Instead, we got Symbol of Torment. Symbol of Torment, Greater Artifact, weight 0, usable only by Nameless One. The strip of flesh holds the symbol of Torment that you have always worn. It's peeled away from your arm when you realized your true name. The symbol no longer rules you, and you may harness its power to bring retribution against your enemies. Merely holding it and invoking its power will summon all the pain and suffering from your past incarnation upon your foes. Can we equip it? We can equip it. Okay. Interesting. Maybe this is usable during combat. Tattoo of Ravel gives us 1 charisma. Magi 3 intelligence. Plus 2 intelligence. That's fine. Okay. And we don't even need this. Oh god. We don't even need to use this. But at least I don't think like raising it above 25, which is hidden to us in the stat screen, would do any good. Okay, so what else is left? We looked at the Bond Sphere. It's just a different phrasing of how regretful our good incarnation felt because of all the. Is there a journal entry that was updated? Let's look at the journal entry. No. Why does the goddamn journal? It stopped updating quite some time ago. That's unfortunate because we can't look at the. I like to look at the recording to see how the Bronze Sphere reacted. like what we got from the bronze sphere. This thing, despite its age, if you try to use it, it has a bunch of, I wish, an increase in attribute, item of power, wealth, all companions and myself to be at full health. Okay. I don't even know. I feel like I'll not use this scroll in the coming fight. Anyway, I think we have delayed enough. Let's move on. Is there anything important that I left in the ground here? Skin of Regrets. The sadistic frame. Sadistic frame might be useful, honestly. Let's just drop the negative token here and get sadistic frame. Lady, I will just hold on to the Lady of Pain ragdoll. I don't know if it's going to be useful, honestly. We can maybe drop our Dodakiran Jerum and I don't know. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We should try to use this and see what effect it has. Let me make a larger save. And let's try to use the blade. 2-3 piercing, enchanted taco. This is a strange blade that Iron Golem forged using a drop of your blood. It's an ugly looking weapon shaped so it resembles one of the symbols on your left arm. Black veins worm their way across the surface of the metal. And the edge looks so dull that could even cut warm butter. It pulses slightly as you hold it, like a heart. The golem claimed that this blade could slay even you, provided it was used in a place that was cut off from the rest of the plains, which is exactly where Fortress of Regrets is. So let's use that. Cut your throat with the weapon. The blade is pulsating heavily in your grip, like some kind of diseased heart. This strange blade is an ugly looking weapon, shaped so it resembles. When you first held it, it was inert, but now the black veins flow across the surface of metal in tiny streams, and the edge has become razor sharp. The blade is pulsing heavily in your grip, like some kind of diseased heart. Okay, let's quick save once. I'm so paranoid. Let's quick save once more and cut the throat. I guess it just ends the game at this point. I don't know what purpose it would serve in this room. Somewhere in maybe in one of the earlier rooms, maybe it would have served a purpose. I feel like you drag the edge of the blade across your throat, and its edge bites into your neck. Fall into darkness. You've been incapacitated and can no longer complete the key. Okay. I wonder. Oh wait, sorry. No. What? I accidentally clicked quit game. Wait, so I hope there is no more cutscenes because it's kind of okay. Thank goodness. You can see Dianara standing behind us, and somehow the blade shattered. There wasn't a cutscene of okay, maybe it happened after, like we already split our neck. So Dianara is just standing behind the dead. Apparently not collapsed, but it is collapsed, so it is not on the ground. It's just, in a sitting position. Maybe we died. I don't know. And see, the goddamn menu screen has Lady of Pain's head and her blades at the very center. These little hints, they always pull us back into the thought that Lady of Pain is really significant. Alright, that's just like 20 minutes of just ranting about nothing, so let's just go on now. I'm scared, to be honest. Oh, okay, I need to... I accidentally clicked the screen because I was moving forward and it skipped the cutscene. Like, why game? Why do you have to be so mean towards me? Ugh.
I'm gone.
Okay, I'll just hit it here and just like peace out. Okay, not clicking the screen.
So you have come. Then you shall die again.
Okay, so we know that sorry, we know that Practical One has encountered this being and was defeated earlier. At least that's what I think. And he died. Did he die? What was the Maze of Reflections? Do we go there if we die here? What if we die here? We die permanently because there's no one else around to sacrifice. Sorry. Okay, let's quick save again and go on.
So you have come.
Yeah, it seems so.
You are unwelcome here, Broken One.
What have you done to my friends?
Are they dead? Yes. Unlike you, they have but one life. And they wasted it for your sake.
They have died for you as they always have. Such is the way of all mortal things. It is the fate of all that follow you, Broken One. You've forgotten much. Why did you do it though? They tried to harm me, here of all places. I defended myself. In doing so, mortality claimed them. Their deaths were by their own hands. Okay. I gave them the opportunity to depart this place, but they seemed determined to help you, despite the cost to themselves. So you killed them. The tiefling girl was especially fierce in your defense. Her feelings for you burned brighter than Elysium's fires. Yeah, I don't have to bring it up, please. And the Denari, she was quite strong. Her tolerance for pain would have shamed the battles to themselves. I took no pleasure in their deaths. Then why did you do it? It was not my will. It was not that I brought them here. It was not I that brought them here. All of them had a choice, and they chose to die for you. It has always been the way of all that follow you, for their tormented souls, seeking a release, but they know not why. Okay. You have forgotten this, and you shall again. I know you for what you are. You are my mortality. Your armor, it is twisted like tree branches. Such things speak of Ravel's magics. Who are you? Why have done this? So I guess this is another intelligence or like some check that results in this insight being clear to us immediately. I know what you are. You are my mortality. Your armor, it is twisted like tree branches. Such things speak of Ravel's magics. Okay. So I'm trying to think of like what Dayanara said at first, about like facing three people who are good, evil, and neutrality twisted by planes. I was assuming this would be neutrality twisted by planes, whoever that is. But then she also mentioned that none as powerful as you in your full glory. So is our mortality that person that Dayanara mentioned? I know you for what you are. You are my mortal. I don't. Like, this is so like I wish to hear his interpretation of things instead of like me suggesting the answer. We'll have to replay it so many times to get all the dialogue though. Because I would like to truly understand this thing's nature, and questioning it seems to be the better way to do that rather than presenting an evidence. Because I don't know. It can go either way. Who are you? Why have you done this? Can be that you have come all this way and know not what lies at the end. What do you mean? I am that which walks with all life. My voice is a death rattle, a last breath in the throat, the whisper of a dying man. What do you mean? I am that which walks with all life. My voice is a death rattle, a last breath in the throat, the whisper of a dying man. You are my mortality? Yes, I am that which was split from you by the hag's power, freed from the prison of your flesh. Freed from me? The moment I was split from your cancerous shell, I knew life, I knew freedom. I shall not surrender it to you. We were not meant to be separated, and the planes have suffered because of our separation. You know nothing of meaning and separation. Before your memory dies again, know that we were never meant to be as one. How so? This shall be the last time you and I speak, Broken One. I will not surrender you. Prepare yourself, spirit. We shall see if my mortality can be slain. Okay. Then there is something I would know, spirit. I've traveled far, and there are many questions you can answer. I will indulge you one last time. Then this fortress shall be silent again. Okay. Then my questions are these. Only 5 questions. You've done everything you can to prevent us from meeting face to face. Why? I may be immortal, but Ravel told me that the ritual was flawed. Whenever I die, I lose a fraction of my mind. In time, after many deaths, I shall lose the ability to even think for myself. My friends, I want their lives returned to them. I want them to have free passage from this place. Then this is my final question. What changed the nature of a man? Hmm. You've done everything you can to prevent us from meeting face to face. Does this thing exist outside of this plane, this waters of regrets? Because it did encounter Ravel, right? It did kill Ravel outside of this place. That's the first and possibly only time we met this creature earlier. So, and did this creature hunt us and kill us, or was it just the shadows that were killing us all this time? Can this creature travel outside of this place? You know, like, because this question, you have done everything you can to prevent us from meeting face to face. I'm trying to think of the aspects that this thing has orchestrated to prevent this. Is it just the different traps in this maze, like in the fortress of regrets that nameless one is talking about? You have done everything you can. I may be immortal, but Ravel told me the ritual was flawed. Whenever I die, I lose a fraction of my mind. In time, after many deaths, I shall lose the ability to even think for myself. This reminds me of, like, maybe I should not talk about it right now. Okay, two. It's of no matter. You cannot die. Your mind may be lost, but your flesh will live on. That's all that is needed. Yeah, because if we fully die, I think the mortality also dies. Because Ravel did conclude to us that as long as we are alive, our mortality cannot die. You know. Give me a moment. I have to close my windows. It's raining again. Sorry. Yeah. So it's of no matter. You cannot die. Your mind may be lost, but your flesh will live on. That's all that is needed. Needed? Why? We share a link, you and I, however small. I do not wish you to be destroyed. Only far from me. Then why have you been trying to kill me all this time? Is this true that he has been trying to kill me? It's just the shadows that were attacking us, right? It's just a side effect of our immortality. If you're linked, then when I suffer, you must suffer as well. So you didn't want to kill me because if I were to die, that link would be broken? No. Is that why? I don't know. Then why have you been trying to kill me all this time? It is of no consequence. Wait, those shadows you sent against me, they never succeeded in killing me, but that was never their purpose, was it? They only kill me to make me forget. Hmm. Is it? Maybe you didn't want to kill me because if I were to die, the link between us would be broken and you would be destroyed as well. Yeah. This is what Ravel suggests. Like, Ravel's what's a conversation with Ravel suggested to me that our mortality, she could detect that, she could uh, predict that our mortality is still alive and well just by the fact that we were alive. So us being dead is probably the only thing that can kill our mortality. Wait, those shadows you sent against me, they never succeeded in killing me, but that was never their purpose, was it? They only kill me to make me forget. Did this thing send those shadows, or is it just the nature of the shadows to kind of swarm us and kill us because we've spawned them and they, they are vengeful against us, towards us? There is nothing in your shell of a mind that is of consequence, broken one. Except one thing, from what the Pillar of Skulls told me, there were three that knew where you could be found and how to reach you. One was Trius, but he's dead. One's you, and the other is me. Once I forget, there is no one in all existence who knows who you are and how to reach you. Nothing in your shell of a mind that is of consequence, broken one. Okay. So at some point, some incarnation knew that we had to reach Waters of Regrets to reclaim mortality. I don't know at what point we stopped remembering that aspect, right? We kept some people in our confidence, like all the people that we conversed with, like Ravel and Trias and whoever else. I don't know how many of the previous incarnations had to visit those people. Like, did the practical incarnation had to visit those people? Did the practical incarnation knew about Photos of Regrets, or did he have to? He probably had to deduct that from the deaths of, like, it's such a difficult thing to do, but it's still, yeah. Many of the incarnations figured things out without having that memory, I would say. At least practical incarnation would have been one of those ones who figured out most of what's going on and made sure that at least a later incarnation had an easier time reaching here. And because we keep forgetting, and at this point we have completely forgotten, unless someone like practical incarnation or some other incarnation, unless they did all those things with the tombs and journals and everything else, we would have no idea. At this point he could rest easy because we would have completely forgotten. Does that make sense? Because there is no way to regain, or we haven't, I don't know, it seems there is a way to regain our memory at times. So maybe if we spend enough time, we would just have remembered how to reach Fortress of Regrets without having to speak to anyone. And before that memory surfaces, maybe Transcendent one orchestrates our murder. I don't know if he has to orchestrate. The shadows might just swarm us at some point and kill us, and we'll forget and start again. He said what's happening. Except one thing, from what the Pillar of Skulls told me, there were 3 that knew where you could be found, and how to reach you. One was Trias, but he's dead. I wonder if Trias would resurface again in one of the conversations. And I wish that I kind of felt he had more to say, or like there's more history there. We'll see. Once you and the other is me. Once I forget, there's no one in all of existence who knows who you are and how to reach you. I see time's blade has not bled your mind of all the reason. My purpose was always such, to make you forget. Okay. So I think all of these first options, which are like really clever or like intellectual sounding, it's probably because of one of our either wisdom or intellect. But why? Why do you... Because I never again wish to suffer your presence, broken one. You are an irritation, a reminder of what life once was. And I detest such reminders. I wish to be left in peace in my fortress. What happens if we let him be? If we let him be, we won't die. As long as we stay alive and like lead a calm, peaceful life, it should be okay. But then there's a complication that the shadows will swarm us and try to kill us in horrible ways. If we changed our nature and become a good person with all this knowledge, we could just live in peace, leave mortality here, live as an immortal one outside in the normal planes. But then there's a complication of shadows, which might try to kill us again, at which point we'll forget. So that is the one problem. If shadows cannot be controlled, if its shadows are not controlled by Transcendent one, then that's the one problem we have with this arrangement. I don't know if that's the logic that game is following, or I don't know. As you have forgotten me, I wish to forget you forever. Then that is acceptable to me. But know that I will suffer your attacks no longer. You will keep the shadows here and allow me to live my life, and I will allow you to live yours. Yeah, this is the thing, right? Let's just shake hands and go. Like if you want to stay here and like enjoy your peace. I don't know like how enjoyable this place is. It seems very cramped and there's nothing to do here. But if you're, it's your choice. I don't think that's the reason either. I think you make me forget because you fear me. Yeah. Why? What else are we forgetting right now that might result in us coming after our mortality? There's something else that we are forgetting, which is not yet surfaced, which might make us want to retake it back. But I no longer forget when I die. Perhaps once, but no longer. Really? How is that true? Why are we saying that third sentence? I kind of want to choose the second option because I want to push him to that answer. But I feel like if we do... okay, let's just choose the first option because that is a reasonable solution. And unless he rejects it, we don't have anything here, right? If he rejects this, then let's just go back to option 2. Let's see. You have no choice, Broken One. When you leave here, you will forget all that has transpired. I no longer wish you to know how to find me. You will die the death of mind again and again because it is my will. But no longer, but I no longer forget when I die. Perhaps once, but no longer. That's not true, though. Is that true? You lie. You have always forgotten, and I have always remembered. It was always such. Always doesn't mean what it once did. I have died time and time again, and my memories have returned to me. Your deception will not shield you, broken one. It's the truth. Killing me won't stop me, because killing me doesn't make me forget anymore. I know you always. I'll know you always. I'll remember everything you have done and how to reach here, and eventually how to destroy you. I don't know. It's not. It's not even saying like lie colon this thing, right? So I don't know why Nameless One feels confident in saying this. Then I shall imprison you, Nameless One. If you will not forget, then I shall not allow you to be free. But I already escaped from that crystal prison you threw in my path. You can't kill me, you can't hold me, and you can't make me forget myself any longer. Then I will feed you to the shades. I will defeat you here, then cast you into the shadow galleries, where they may feed on you. They will kill you across the span of several eternities. You shall never walk the plains again. We shall see. There are other things I would know. You've done everything you can to prevent us from meeting face to face. Why? I'm going back to that question. Do you think I fear to face you, broken one? I do not. An iron golem forged from weapons of war told me this once. When one kills from a distance and does not show himself, it speaks of a weakness. It's how a coward fights. If you do not fear me yet, then you have one thing left to learn. For now, there are other things. If you do not fear me yet, then you have one thing left to learn. Okay. That means that you have to fear him. Is that the... okay, let's talk about the iron golem. My energies are needed to sustain this place, broken one. Else it would be my hand on your throat with each of your deaths. I may not travel beyond these fortress walls for long. Okay, so you can travel for short durations, I guess. And that's why he fights using shadows and like because his energies are needed to sustain running this place. That's why he doesn't face us alone. I don't believe you. I think you're afraid to confront me, or else you are lying to me. There is another reason you remain here. Yet even when I was within the fortress walls, you sent Ignis to try and stop me, when you could have stopped me yourself. The crystal you set up to try and segment me and trap me. You didn't want to kill me. You wanted to imprison me. Uh, let's talk about Ignis for once. The sorcerer was convenient. His rage for you runs deep. I thought it fitting he be allowed vengeance upon you. If the plains cannot teach you mercy, perhaps pain can. He wanted revenge for my teaching him the way of the art and making him suffer. Yes, as pain taught him, I thought pain might teach you. But the sorcerer was weaker than I thought, and now you are here. Soon there shall be an ending of things between us, broken one. So he sent Ignis to try and stop me, but when he failed, then you still didn't confront me. Even when you could have. Instead, you put that crystal in my path to imprison me. Yes, the crystal is a prison, perhaps one of the greatest ever devised. I used it for I tired of tracking you across the plains, Nameless One. You are difficult to find. I prefer you be kept close, where I may watch you. The crystal is such a place where you may be kept. And is this the person who's caused us to be nameless? You know, maybe he's the reason why we are nameless, because it's more difficult to track. I would know how you freed yourself. I would know how you freed yourself from the crystal. I had helped. The woman I brought here long ago, Diana, freed me. My ways are my own. Know that the prison cannot hold me, just as you cannot stop me. Why am I difficult to find? It is of no consequence. Then there can be no harm in telling me. Just as there is power in names, there is power in not having a name. The eyes of the plane slide off such. The eyes of the plains slide off such a one. One such as you and one such as I. Okay. I would know how you freed yourself from the crystal. He told us like why it's difficult for him to track us. I don't want anything bad to happen to Dianara, even though she's like a ghost now. I wonder if saying this would mean he will purge Dianara from this plane, at least in a story sense. Hmm. I don't know. It's such a difficult because I want to be truthful towards this creature and try to build up some confidence, and it's probably not consequential in the gameplay sense. I don't know if saying one would result in him having more trust. I don't think that system is implemented in game. I don't know, but I kind of, at least in an RP sense, I kind of want to build a confidence with this creature and try to understand him fully. But at the same time, DNRI is something I want to protect, right? Saying this would mean harm to whatever remains of her, then that's also not good. Saying two means we just convinced him to tell something, and then immediately we just folding our hand, like we're not showing our hand. So that's also bad. I don't know. Let's just go with second one. Such arrogance. We shall test that arrogance this day, broken one. See, I hated that response. You've done everything and proven to. Okay. And Golem. Okay, reason for imprisonment is just because we are difficult to track and it's just easier to keep us. I don't know if why kill us then? Just keep us here imprisoned. That was the best plan then. Why let us die and like go somewhere else? Just make a pretty good prison and keep us here. I guess we'll get out anyway. Let's just choose the first option. I think you're afraid to confront me, or else you're trying lying to me. You're lying to me, and there is another reason you remain here. You know nothing. Why is sustaining this place so important for you? If you're truly as powerful as you say, why would you remain here? There is nothing here. It is my fortress, it's my home. And what a home it is too. Mortared from regrets, with nothing but the shades of those we have murdered filling its halls. Abandoned relics of the past languishing beneath dust, and the life-draining energies of the negative material plane to feast the eyes on. These are words for places. There are words for places like that. They're called prisons. Okay. So he has imprisoned himself here. It could be that the mortality has imprisoned himself here. And let this creature languish about in the plains. Like let the nameless one be about in the plains. What is his purpose? Every word betrays your ignorance, broken one. The fortress is silent. All that come here dies before intruding into my presence, and the shadows are quiet creatures. I think you have to remain here along with the shadows and the ghosts, because that's what you have become. I don't think you sustain this place at all. I think it sustains you. I remain here by choice. Really? So when you said you can't journey beyond this fortress for long, you were lying? And how is it possible that a fortress built from my regrets need you to sustain it? I will see you die 1,000 deaths for your insolence, broken one. You are an intruder within these halls, and I shall see to it that you never return. Consider this. You say we are linked, so when I suffer, you must suffer as well. Perhaps you are trapped here because you suffer, but differently than I do. What is this foolishness you speak of? Is it possible that I die the death of mind with each of my death? You die the death of body. As I lose spirit, you lose substance. That's why you find it harder and harder to leave this fortress and travel beyond this plane. This fortress is not only your prison, it's going to become your tomb. So these are two aspects of our, like, in a sense, right? We still have consciousness and we still have a free will. But assuming that this is the mind and this is the body, every time we die, a part of our mind disintegrates, and we become less and less of a. We forget more things, and maybe we become less and less human. I don't know. And the same way, the corporeal thing that this is, it becomes less. Corporeal is physical, right? I think that's how I use that word. But whatever, the physical nature of this creature becomes less and less the more deaths we die. And so negative material plane being the having the nature it has can sustain him, but outside in the normal outer planes or prime material plane or whatever, he can't really sustain an existence. Impossible. Is it? You said we were linked. Surely you have felt your body wane over the past century. You even carry the branchings of Ravel's frame over yourself. And you detest her. But you need the frame over your spectral form to prevent yourself from decaying faster. Hmm. Even if there were truths in your words, there is nothing to be done. I would sooner die the death of body here in this fortress than suffer existence with you. But why die slowly when we could become one again? We should stop torturing each other at last. But why choose that slow, crawling oblivion when we have another solution? If you and I were to be reunited, both of us would cease suffering. We would become whole. Yeah, why do you hate this thing so much? Why do you hate your body so much? I do not wish to trade one oblivion for another. I do not wish to inhabit your shell, broken one. It doesn't have to be oblivion. Who knows what will happen if you become whole? Perhaps you shall be yourself, and I shall be the one who dies. One, or perhaps the two of us will become something greater than the parts. You know not what you speak of. If we were reunited, then it shall be an ending. There shall be no future for us. We shall go on to further torments. I know this. We shall go on to further torments. I know this. Then we shall confront these torments together as one being, and we shall defeat them. Know that if we become one, we shall suffer. There is too much of the nature of the first one in us for us to be saved. We shall be damned. Then we shall take the battle to damnation itself, and we will become free again. It's very difficult to. So the first one, he tried to change his nature, right? And I think his excuse was not excuse. He tried to change his nature, but it wasn't sufficient, and that was his reason for claiming immortality, because he wanted more time to do right. That was why he was split apart with in this way. Not that I don't know if it was intent to split him like this, but this mortality has kind of gained a consciousness of its own and is like really resistant towards re-emerging again, because he believes that we'll become the original nameless one, the original the good incarnation who had a lot of problems, it seems. Then we shall take the battle to the damnation itself, when we will become free again. Know that I have always hated you, broken one. When we are one, I will continue to hate you. When you shall die, when your shell dies at last, know that I shall take pleasure in your death. I can live with that. So can the planes. If we are cast low, then you shall know pleasure in my suffering. But it's better that you join with me and hate me than we die slowly apart with nothing but oblivion awaiting us. Know that my hatred for you will unmake the planes. Prepare yourself, we shall be as one again until your last moments of life. Well, I am ready to become mortal again. Okay. I don't think this is going to work, because if that's the case, there is no final boss fight, which I am completely fine with. But I don't know if the game will let us do that, Every time something like this happens, they somehow in general in games, they somehow find a way to push in a boss fight and kind of annoy the proceedings. It'd be great if we could just do this and end the game. And that feels too hopeful, honestly. Let's ask about what friends. It seems like we'll have to reload a save again. If this goes through and somehow is the end of the game, we'll have to reload the game again and go through the rest of the questions. Okay? We'll do that, don't worry. It's going to be like a 3-hour episode, I feel like, how much I am talking. Okay. Before we do, what of my friends? Is it possible to save them? I am mortality itself. The nature of life and death is something I know. Well, when we are one, my knowing shall be yours. Okay, he's not saying if we can save them. He's saying that let's merge and then you'll know yourself. I don't know if we can save them, honestly. It'll be great if we can, you know. Very well. I'm ready to become mortal again. Parting sorrows. Defeated your adversary. Mort is alive. Okay, I have to take breaks in between just to stop my voice from wavering so much. But let's go. More. As you reach out with your power, Mort suddenly floats into the air. Hold up, Chief. You don't need to resurrect me. I was just kind of lying here. This is so fucking funny. I was just kind of lying here, listening to you two. So this is it was probably his death rattle, his fake death rattle that we hear when we first reach this arena. You hear a scream up to the top left of the screen, right? That's probably him feigning death. You were feigning death? Well, yeah, I mean, I am already dead. And Chief, what happened to your voice? Our voice is like that of the what's his name, Transcendent one. I am something else now. Time runs short, and soon time and fate will catch up with me. I will return you to Sigil, Mort, if you wish it. Okay, so are we gonna die really soon? Are the shadows gonna keep attacking us? The shadows are being sent by this. The was being sent by the Transcendent one. So yeah. Okay. I am something else now. Time runs short, and soon time and fate will catch up with me. I will return you to Sigil, Mort, if you wish it. Return me? What about you? Come on, Chief. I may be a coward, but there's no way I'm leaving you in this place. Many are the crimes that were committed when my mortality and I were split. Many are the crimes that were committed when my mortality and I were split. These crimes carry a price. You may not go where I will soon be. Well, I could go with you anyway, Chief, if you want me to. I mean, we've been through war. Not this time. Prepare one day. Perhaps one day you and I will meet again on another plane, but not now.
Not to get all misty-eyed, but it's been a pleasure, Chief.
Mort stares at you for a moment, then sighs. Not to get all misty-eyed, but it's been a pleasure, Chief. I'm forced to have to take breaks to steady my voice, but farewell, Mort. Okay. Oh, we can resurrect everyone. Okay, this is bad. You reach out with your power. There's a rush of air, and Anna stirs. She raises her head slowly, then shakes it, confused. Anna, are you all right? Anna's eyes widen as she hears her voice. But what happened here? Your voice, it's like echoes. It is. I've changed. I'm something else now, and I cannot remain here much longer. I will return you to Sigil if you wish it. Okay. So we can just resurrect people, like randomly. That's Well, Anna opens her mouth and pauses. Where are you going? Many are the crimes that were committed when my mortality and I were split. These crimes carry a price. There's a place reserved for one such as I on the lower planes. It is punishment of a sort. Okay. So we are preparing ourselves to be exiled to lower planes. Once we die, I guess. Once we die, we will go to lower planes. But I don't want you to go. I will not forget how much you were willing to sacrifice for me, Anna. Anna nods. She looks like she's about to say something else, but then falls silent. But the unspoken thought remains in her mind, lingering. I do not need your words to know your... I do not need your words to know your heart, Anna. Farewell. Okay. So we just say that she doesn't have to speak anything. Darkon, it feels like he will come with us anyway. But we should probably try to convince and free him. As your power touches him, Dakon takes a staggered breath, then looks up weakly. It looks like he's barely clinging to life. Awaken Dakon of Shraktor, last wielder of the Karak blade. As he hears your word, Dakon slowly nods. Your voice, have you at last come to know yourself? Yes, it was a difficult thing, and it may cost many lifetimes. Many suffered so that I might know myself again. And it cost many lifetimes. Okay. The knowing of oneself is a difficult path. In knowing it, I know where I shall soon be found, soon be bound. Time and fate come here. Time and fate come here even as we speak, and I will not be here much longer. I will return you to Sigil Dakon if you wish. Dakon falls silent for a moment. When he speaks again, his voice is sharp, as if severing a link. Know that once I owed you a debt. Know that you saved my life, and know that I followed you to settle the debt.
I have paid for your life with mine. The debt is settled.
Okay, he died, so at least that is a convincing enough settlement for him. You know, that was the payment that he wanted to give. So he died, and we could resurrect him somehow. Very well, Dakon. Our two debts were as one. You will leave this place with your freedom. Heal 35. Maybe it's just the half of their health. As your power touches Falcon Grace, she rises dizzily to her feet. Even disoriented, she somehow managed to maintain her composure. Far from Grace. Falcon Grace looks up and she holds your eyes for a moment, then she smiles. But it's a slight smile that carries more sadness than anything else. Your voice. So you found yourself at last. Okay. So she probably immediately understands that we are going to go to lower planes. Yes, the price was high. The cost was many lifetimes, mine and others. The price of such a thing is seldom measured in copper. Parfum Grace steadies your features. Are you still? I'm still the one you know, but my perspective has changed. I've not forgotten you, if that's your fear. Parfum Grace smiles again, the same sad smile as before. No, that was not my fear. I cannot remain here for much longer. My punishment calls, and fate and time shall soon be here. I will return you to Sigil if you wish. That is not my wish. Parfum Grace reaches forward, and her hand lightly touches your arm. There's a slight tingling sensation, barely felt, and she takes away. I will find you again, no matter where in the lower planes you will be, just as you shall be able to find me. It may be a long time where I am bound. Time is not measured in years, and the crimes I've committed are stronger than any cage. No cage shall separate us, and no plane shall divide us. Parfum Grace's face becomes like stone. Keep thinking of me, and we shall meet again. Okay. So it is not the end. We can still have some sort of redemption in the lower planes. I shall not forget all you sacrificed for me. Okay. She shakes her head. Just do not forget me. Oh, okay. I shall not forget all you sacrificed for me. And then she's shaking and saying that doesn't matter. Just don't forget me. Forget me. Okay. Her, not her sacrifices. Time lays waste to all things, but I shall fight as long as I can.
Time is not your enemy. Forever is.
Forever is. Oh, okay. Forever is like immortality, right? Immortality is probably your enemy, is what she's saying. And aging and like losing memory naturally may not be. Perhaps so. Farewell, Grace. Oh, Cass raised dead. I guess that's just a normal ability we have, you know? It's just a normal ability we have. Raised dead. So it's nothing new. We could have done it even if. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense. We have resurrected them from death many times. So we have that power. Even if we are in any class, it's not tied to any class, right? It's just tied to nameless one. So we have had that ability for the entirety of the game. But I didn't think so. I just, we never thought of it as anything other than than a gameless system, than like really raising someone who's dead. It seems so trivial now that it's presented that way. Like, people dying doesn't really matter because we can just resurrect. You reach out with your power, shaping the soul into Nodam's shape. Shaping the soul into Nodam's shape. Slowly, until you feel it slipping back into Modron's body. There is a shudder from Nodam's frame. He springs to his feet. Nodam blinks, the shutter of his eyes clinking rapidly. The shutter dilates to points as if he's squinting at you. Your voice exceeds standard recognized parameters. I've become whole again. I've changed, but I shall not be here much longer. I will return you to Sigil Nodam if you wish. Okay. Query, where is your next destination? Nodam will follow and protect you. Okay. I have committed many crimes across many lifetimes. I go now to a place of punishment. You cannot come with me. Branching query. Do you not require or do you not want the presence of Nordum? You cannot follow me, Nordum. It's not my choice. There are other powers that now rule my actions. They always did. But now they know me for what I am, and they come even as we speak. So who is trying to drag us back? Hmm? Who is trying to drag us back? Is there some other entity who's just really trying to drag us back? Are we going to have a boss fight right now with these people around us fighting that creature? If so, then the boss fight is a reality, you know? I feel like that may be where this is heading. I didn't consider that possibility. You cannot follow me, Nodam. It's not my choice. There are other powers that now rule my action. They always did. But now they know me for what I am. And they come even as we speak. Nodam work clicks for a moment. Then crossbows begin clicking and twanging in his hand. Nodam surrenders gratitudes. You help Nodam find his identity. As you help me find mine, I give you your freedom, Nodam. Explore, learn, grow. We may meet again on another plane in a time far from now. Response. Heard and acknowledged. Nodam now awaiting said day. Hold on to your logic, Nodam. You will find it a greater shield than most of the passions that rule the planes.
The issue no longer equals total logic.
Okay, is something coming to us? Okay, so you have to reload and go through the rest of the questions with some new music. I'll let the credits roll while we decide what to do now. Okay, I'll ready some music by the way. Oh, god damn it! It just skipped. Replay done. That's the thing. I went to OBS to reduce music, came back and clicked the screen and just skipped the credits. So that's bad. Let me increase the music again because now it's a different music. So yeah, that last cutscene, I guess we are just back in lower planes being a part of the war. Where if we go, like, if we are such an evil person, I think we'll get sent there, right? And we have to fight for eternity. But we do have people who might visit, like, at least Far from Grace and maybe Nordum also to some extent might try to find us. So there is hope left. I don't know what this room is. We haven't seen this. What are we? I guess these are like undeveloped areas. Replay done. This is cursed. I don't know. Some of this is cursed. Maybe. This is cursed. Gone. Yeah, we need to go back and read the rest of the dialogue from the Transcendent one. We should revisit the tombs. I kind of don't want to drag out because this is a nice way to end the episode. So I don't know. The rest of it is just me going through the things that we missed. This is a nice way to stop. You know, I don't want to drag out the episode and just dissipate the feeling. So maybe this is a good place to stop. But I also want to kind of do the rest of the things. Let me see. What does replay do? Oh, replay does this. Let's just click done. Resume live. We are here. So what are the things that we have to do? Let me quick save again. and let's revisit the rest of the dialogue. Okay.
Done. So you have come. You are unwelcome here, broken one.
Okay, we are back at the questions again. Okay, let's go 3 and 4. Okay, my friends, I want their lives returned to them. I want them to have free passage from this place. No, they're dead. Dead they shall remain. Why? Can't you save them? Don't you have the power? Do not question my power here. In this place, there is nothing I cannot do now that I am free of you. But this is not my will. It is not my will that they be saved. They challenged me in my home, and their death shall be reminders to all that challenge me. I don't think you have a choice. I don't think you can resurrect them. You can't resurrect them, can you? Broken one, in the span of your forgotten lifetimes, I've observed, learned, and gathered power within your gathered power within the walls of my body. When you fought in the Black Decade War, all your military knowledge was carved in my mind. When you danced sorceries with Lum the Mad, I learned with you. All you have forgotten, I have known. The power over life and death is but a minor display of my power. You say you learned with me. What I experienced, you experienced. Are you saying we share a link, you and I? It's a small thing of no consequence. Dinara told me that I could reserve death only when the victim has died close to me. Dinara told me that I could reverse death. Sorry, not reserve. Reverse death only when the victim has died close to me. But what she awakened in me, are you saying this was only a fraction of my power over life and death? Once your mind is a broken stone, its edges dull from misuse and neglect. Even if you knew power, you would not know how to harness it. Even if you knew power, you would not know how to harness it. If you claim you have the power, then I must have the power too, even if I wasn't there at the moment of death. You do not have the years needed to learn the arts of life and death. You will fall before me. You feel a stirring in your mind, and you suddenly realize you do possess the years needed to learn, and for you knew all once across multiple incarnations. But the process will take time, and you know your mortality will not allow you the time you need. You may have the time to resurrect one companion, but no more than that. So Dianara mentioned that if they died in our vicinity, we have the power to resurrect them. So the complication here is that they died while they were not in our vicinity. So we can't come back to them and resurrect them. Otherwise, resurrecting them would have been, even in a canonical sense, it would have been no issue. But here the problem is they died when they were far away. At least according to Dianara, we only had the power to resurrect people who died close to us. But Transcendent one seemingly has power to do that for any person, and we could also recollect the same memory if given enough time. The only problem is he won't let us have that time, right? But once he merged with us, we probably gained that knowledge even without having to do anything. You know, we probably gained that knowledge without having to spend time remembering it. So we could just resurrect the people who died away from us. Maybe that's the reason why Race Dead works on the people who died away from us. You know, as I made my way here, I opened the inner vault. The greater shadows are running free. Those greater shadows are running free in the fortress. They are no longer locked in that chamber. You lie. And see for yourself if you don't believe me. I'm not going anywhere. I shall return and then take your measure. Broken one. If you have freed the shadows, I shall feed you to them. Very well, I'll be here if you make it back.
I will take your measure shortly.
Okay, so we can send him away. And then what? Interesting.
Whoa. Hold up, Chief. Listen, there are a few things I need to tell you.
Okay. So Mort, you're not dead. So we didn't cast Race Dead yet. He just automatically woke up. I guess we healed him a little bit. Mort, you're not dead? Well, yeah, when you've been as dead as long as I have, you learn to fake it really well. I've been kind of listening to your whole conversation. You said power you got on someone else. I don't need it. So we're going to lie there while I got you were going to lie there while I got my ass handed to me. Well, yeah, Chief, it's not like you die. I mean, if you failed, you need someone to remember for you. Plus, you know how worthless I am in a fight. Well, when I'm not taunting some mage or another. If you failed, you need to You need someone to remember for you. Okay. The thing is, if the Transcendent one could not have killed us once everyone around us is dead, right? Because if that happened, then we truly would die. So he would need to save at least one real alive person for our resurrection ability to trigger. Otherwise, he would die permanently, and he would also die. Uh, yeah. So he would have saved at least one person. He like logically it makes sense that he should have saved at least one person to be kept alive so that we can die and forget, but not die permanently. Then maybe that's what I'll need you to do. We'll talk about this later more. Okay. Whoa, we just automatically cast wasted on Dakon. It's just Dakon and okay, what if Dakon was not in the party? As your power touches him, Dakon takes a staggered breath and looks up weakly. It looks like he's barely clinging to life. Once Dakon, you made the pronouncement of two deaths as one. It is that time. As you speak the words, Dakon's eyes close for a moment. You think he can't hold on to life any longer. Then they open and his eyes are no longer the dead black you remember. Instead, they carry the metal texture of his blade, and you know that Dakon has become something else, something far more powerful.
This blade is yours.
Ooh, 133. Jesus. Uh, Dakon takes a breath, then steadies himself. His blade sharpening as you watch. The blade is yours.
In knowing the teachings of Zerthamon, I
The
have
two
become
deaths as one.
stronger.
Issued pronouncement of two deaths as one at the fortress of. Okay. That's a new trophy. You reach out with your power. There's a rush of air and Anna stirs. She raises her head slowly, then shakes it confused. I found my mortality, Anna, and it turns out it doesn't like me much. I need your help.
I'm gonna stand by you.
Okay. Anna's eyes take on a steely glint and she nods. Let's do it then. He said we can use the power once, but we are using it on everyone. This is an interesting turn of events. As your power touches Falfengrace, she rises dizzily to her feet, even disoriented. She somehow managed to maintain her composure. Falfengrace, we are at the Fortress of Regrets, and I found my killer. It's my own mortality. It's taken a life of its own. I really need your help right now.
I fear that now we have entered, this place will not easily let us go.
She nods slowly. Her strength seems to return as she hears your words. We'll see. So if this happened, I would really have believed that we would have a big boss fight. But it seems like we can skip that boss fight and just like merge with the Transcendent one. You reach out with your power, shaping the sword into Nodam's shape. Slowly, and you feel it slipping back into Nodam's. Okay, Nodam, I really need your help right now. I found my killer and it's my mortality.
Awaiting order.
Get ready. You'll have a target for your crossbow soon enough. Okay.
This will not help you. You all shall die.
Ah, okay. So then it just goes into the boss fight directly. Wow. That is quite something. That's quite something. Armor class -6. That's fine. How damaging is this blade, by the way? 5 to 20 slashing. That's quite high. +6 to armor class, +3 taco. Yeah, it's insane. This is fine. So this just goes direct because okay, I guess it's because we lied to him and he immediately knows that it's a lie, and he comes back and tries to. There's no conversation anymore. So that's one different path we could have taken it. We could have killed him off or like defeated him and then had a dialogue with him maybe. I don't have the patience to go through the fight and explore that dialogue tree. So let's not. Yeah. Conflagration. Oh, what's happening? Okay. What?
I shall break you 1,000 times.
Is it's
and
doing?
Oh no!
die
Okay.
another
Kind of like that stupid polygon.
Okay, I think we'll load. I don't. There's probably interesting dialogue and snippets from people during this fight, but it's not worth it. Let's reload.
done. So you have come. You are unwelcome here, broken one. dead? Yes. Unlike you, they have but one life. And they wasted it for your sake.
That's fine. Let's move on. Freed. It's fine. Okay, back to questions. This is the question we asked last time. It somehow resulted in convincing him that we have released shadows in his fortress and he went to investigate when we could revive them. I guess it's just a question about reviving them, but ultimately it's just the Nameless One himself who ends up reviving the party members. Then this is my final question. What can change the nature of a man? The question is meaningless. That's kind of what I told Ravel, but nonetheless, before there's an ending between us, I will hear your answer. Then this is my answer, and you are the proof. Nothing can change the nature of a man. Then that's all I wish to know. I shall prove you wrong. Prepare yourself, spirit. We shall see if my mortality can die. If there's anything I have learned in the travels across the plains, it is that many things may change the nature of a man. Whether regret or love or revenge or fear, whatever you believe can change the nature of a man, can. Yeah, that's a perfect answer. Then you learned a false lesson, broken one. Have I? I've seen belief move cities, make men stave off death, and turn an evil hag's heart half circle. Evil hag's heart half circle. Evil hag's heart half circle. This entire fortress has been constructed from belief. Belief damned a woman whose heart clung to the hope that another loved her when he did not. This entire fortress has been constructed from belief. Belief damned a woman whose heart clung to the hope that another loved her when he did not. Once it made a man seek immortality. Once it made a man seek immortality and achieve it. And it has a posturing spirit and it has made a posturing spirit think it is something more than a part of me. Okay. So belief in whatever can change the nature of a man. You just have to believe in it long. No. Yeah, that makes sense, right? If you believe that your regret is strong enough, I don't know. It seems like that sounds kind of like a generalized way to think of what can change the nature of a man. Whatever you truly believe in, your defiance will hurt you more than any wound in this place. Belief cannot change the nature of a man. I think it can. I think belief could even unmake me if I believed it enough. You do not possess a force of will for such a thing. You admit it's possible, so you admit it's possible. Do not try my patience, broken one. Focus your will inwards, center yourself. You're a fool to think you can achieve. Oh, this is not something. This is not something we. Sorry, this is not something we are speaking to him. We're just focusing ourselves. You're a fool to think that you can achieve such a thing. You can barely keep your own tattered mind intact. There's nothing left for you to fall. There's nowhere left for you to fall, broken one. Keep focusing. Stop. You know not what you do. I know what I do. You've tormented me enough and now it ends. If you do this thing, we shall be undone. There is no one fate here. You destroy us both. There is no one fate here. As I see it, I have two choices. Either I kill us both or I let you kill me again and again, losing what few pieces of mind I have left. I think I would prefer we both die unless you have a third solution. Either I kill us both or I let you kill me again and again, losing what few pieces of mind I have. I think I'd prefer we both die, unless you have a third solution. There is no other resolution to this matter. I think there is. We can pick one again, as we were meant. You know not what you do. If we are reunited, then it shall be an ending. There shall be no future for us. We shall go on to further torments. It is better that happen than the multiverse continues to suffer because of us. If we become one, we shall suffer. Okay, this is the same. The other line of conversation we pursued. So we can convince him to merge with us, and he decides that we can. He finally gives into the belief that we can. No matter what the torment is, we can face it together and like kind of either overcome it or just succumb to it. I'll let you look at the dialogue again to see, but ultimately it feels like he's convinced enough to merge with us again, and we are exiled into the lower planes. But it seems like he immediately just go there. It's not even a death. I guess maybe since we have lived long enough, it you know once our mortality is reclaimed, we have already lived long past our normal lifespan, so we immediately quote unquote die and just get sent to the lower plane. Maybe that's what's happened. I don't know. Know that I will I have always hated you, broken one. When we are one, I will continue to hate you, where you shall die at last. When your shell dies at last, know that I shall take pleasure in your death. I can live with that, and so can the planes. Know that my hatred for you will unmake the planes. Prepare yourself. We shall be as one again until your last moments of belief. Before we do, what of my friends? Is it possible to save them? I am mortality itself. The nature of life and death is something I know well. When we are one, my knowing shall be yours. Okay. So even without this power, we are able to resurrect everyone. To every question and answer. Give the transcendent one an answer to a meaningless question. Okay. We are getting a couple of trophies today. I think I'll quick load back to the spot before, and then just look at our Dodecahedron journal. Then we'll revisit our tomb, and I think that's it. That'll probably be the end of the episode, and end of the playthrough. Let me reload. It won't let me reload because we are in a dialogue box. God damn it.
Not to get all misty-eyed, but it's been a
Alright,
pleasure, Chief.
Okay, I've regained my composure. My voice is steadier now. Earlier, I probably cut out a lot of the pauses because I was just trying to steady my voice. They have the music coming. Okay, I've skipped the last session of the dialogue because we have went through that like went through the same thing earlier, right? So now just quickly look at the dodecahedron journal. This heavy dodecahedron about size of both your fists walled together seems inexplicably familiar to you. Its texture is cold and smooth, but whether it's metal or stone, you cannot tell. A certain almost intangible tension runs over the object, as if it were ready to spring into the air at any moment. You heft up the cold grey dodecahedron, a previous incarnation's encrypted and thrice-trapped journal. Unfold the journal and read through it. Whispering shadows. The whispers are not shadows moving. They are speaking, plotting, talking to each other. I can understand some of what they say. Female ghost. The book tells me things. Whispers tells me things. It tells me to avoid the ghost girl. Avoid her. I do not know her and she torments me. Okay, so this is definitely Paranoid One's diary. Read about hiding something within your own body. And so I swallowed it, hoping it would catch in my bowels. I can make someone remove it when I need to. Okay. Some paranoid ranting. I have learned that my life is not my own. I will not allow you to have my life. You will have to pull my life from my broken body if you want it. It is you who die, and I cannot have it, neither will you. You are responsible for this treason of flesh. You will not live to live my life. Accursed tattoos. The accursed tattoos will not leave my skin. I have tried to burn them off my skin. Failed. I tried to cloak myself, but I always feel that people are reading my flesh, reading me like a book whenever they look at me. I want to tear their eyes out, pluck them from their sockets, and crush them beneath my heel. Okay. Dreams and ravel. Why can't I dream? I used the goblet of semi to force a waking dream. I saw a hag. She tempted me, threatened me with shadows. I've seen her, but she came when I dreamt. I must not dream again. I must always be aware. I destroyed the goblet. She says she is someone of power and that she will have me, will find me. Get away, hag. Stay far away from me. Live in peace. I want nothing to do with you. Her voice reeked of evil talents. Talents like spiders. They burrowed into my grey matter and I needed her out of my mind. Out, hag. She was a myth, a fairy tale, who alone challenged the Lady of Pain. How can one fight someone who's a myth? I don't have the weapon. I need weapons that will kill her should she find me. I need a strategy so she cannot defeat me when she comes for me. I must devise and think. I shall beat her. Remember the danger of names. Fear names. Names have power in their identity. Names can be used as weapons by others. They are a hook that can be used to track you, find you, hunt you across the plains. Remain nameless and you shall be safe. Read about the killing in the festival. I went to the festival looking for a path of my false self in the halls. Looking for the path of my false self in its halls. So glaring was it that those I did not know, the false ones, welcomed me into their confidence, treated me as a friend. Showed my room and attended to my needs. I had to restrain myself from launching out against them. They would have been premature. First, I needed to protect my identity. I found one who knew the exclusive language of Uyo, learned it as I could, then killed him. Then I went to Sensorium and prepared to end the matter. Soon, soon. Went to the Sensorium and prepared to end the matter. Is he talking about preparing that trap in the sensory stone? I don't know. Read about the murder of one who tried to help you. There is nothing he can do. Memories are gone. He says never to return. He says lies. Tells me this is what he told me. Lies. He says my mind is weakening from every death. Lies. He sat there, betraying my confidence with every turn. He says that only after 3 more deaths, 3 more lives will I gain the benefit of keeping my memories. But that I myself, I will die when I die. Die? How can one be immortal and still die? He could not answer, so he was no use. I butchered him so that no other incarnation will ever benefit from his uselessness. Okay. I don't know who this is. Is this possibly Mort? But Mort already existed in the Pillar of Skulls when Practical Incarnation was present, right? And Practical Incarnation came before the Paranoid Incarnation, I think. Yeah, I think so. Because Dainara was a ghost that haunted the Paranoid Incarnation. And Practical Incarnation is the one that spawned her. Read a cryptic answer from an unknown source. So the ghastly heads said, "You have been divided. You are one of the many men. One in many men. You bear many names. Each has left their scars on your flesh. Lost one immortal incarnation sent 1,000 deaths. One doomed to life. Misery bringer Yameth." It's fine. Read something else. Oh wait, sorry. Something else. Oh, sorry. Cryptic answer. Continue reading. Continue reading. You are a silvered glass that is cracked and pieces scattered across history. Only one piece is of import. Regain that and your life will be yours again. There'll be a price. This price will buy you a chance. Without a chance, you'll be doomed. Regain that and your life will be yours again. There'll be a price. The price will buy you a chance. Without a chance, you are doomed. Okay. Is this chance being reborn in lower planes to somehow rectify things? In lower planes as a normal person, as a mortal person, after having merged with the immortality. Continue reading this portion of the journal. You have lost that which is never meant to be separate from man. Your mortality has been stripped from you. Lost, it exists, but you must find it before your mind is lost to you as well. Something else? Nothing. Put the journal away. Okay. So that's all with the Dodecahedron journal. That's fine. Let's try to. I don't think we can use a modern maze here. Obviously, it won't work. But we'll load a different save. Use a modern maze and just quickly travel back to the tomb. Yeah, nothing happens. That's fine. Let's load a save where we are outside in Sigil, which is quite some time ago. Oh, we are right here in the engineering room. Why don't we load that so that we can travel somewhere else? Greetings. I have some questions. Well, I think we have to go through the entire questioning before we can unlock. So let me load a different save, which is still inside Sigil. Okay, this is inside Sigil.
Portal detected.
Let's use the modern maze to... Okay, we are in the maze. We can go here. I think this is the fastest way to get there.
All right.
I have some questions. I'm gonna use a portal lens. Flopos, Mortuary, Marketplace, Modern Closer, Lower Closer, Weeping Stone. Okay, Weeping Stone Catacombs. This is where we want to be.
Done.
Let's just quickly... Where is Dead Nations? Okay, we have to go here. Let me skip ahead to the tomb. I'll skip through this section.
Done.
Okay, we are inside the tomb.
Don't let it end like this.
Oof. And immediately gets killed. Let's...
Done. Worse than last time.
Yeah, what was the... Yeah, we have to circumvent the symbol, go inside. Oh, it's fine, we can read. I thought we were gonna get teleported, but yeah, okay. Okay, let's read. There's nothing that can be done. Memories are gone, perhaps never return. With every death I lose a part of me. So this tomb has been constructed by Practical One with a lot of blood and sweat and money, but then Paranoid One has scribbled over it or like changed different entries of it. So it's kind of difficult to... Yeah, let's with that context in mind, let's try to read it again. There's something that can be done. Memories are gone, perhaps never return. With every death I lose a part of me. How can one be immortal and still die? He told me that my mind is weakening with every death. I asked him how this could be, but he could not answer. He was of no use, but I butchered him so that no other incarnation would ever benefit from his uselessness. Okay, so this is by Paranoid One, I guess. I lost lifetimes because of my killer. I cannot deceive him, so I must kill him. I tried to throw him off my scent. I left false bodies tailored in such a way to placate him. I roamed most of the outer planes, hoping to find distance as a shield. I built this tomb filled with traps to try and kill the killer. I hid. All I bought was time. The attacks inevitably begin again, with more fury than before. Deceptions are useless. Somehow the killer always knows that I live, and no matter where the planes I hide, he finds me eventually. That's normal, the Practical One, I think. I suspect that we will continue to die and reborn until we finally get our life right. I do not know what we have to do to bring that about, though. And therein lies the frustration. Frustration, this is definitely Practical One. It is some sort of karmic cycle. As I gather, some incarnations have committed terrible crimes, but also there have been a number of incarnations where we have labored to do nothing but good. Are these incarnations intended as punishment? I do not know. And that's the only real truth I can offer in these carvings. I do not know. At what point does I get separated from the we? At what point am I freed of the shackles of the actions of these other incarnations? At what point am I allowed to be me without the weight of these past lives? It is extremely important to record your journey so that you might learn from them. The greater need, however, is the sources of information you use to uncover this mystery need to be protected when they are found. If key figures, documents, or oracles are somehow removed, either by death or destruction, then you will never know who or what you are or how you came to be this way. Okay. This inscription looks like the directions on your back that Mortar read to you. Yeah, we have... Panel is carved in such a way that it can resist into the wall. Push the panel. That's fine. What little life there is in the world is draining out this hole in my body. What little life there is in the world is draining out this hole in my body. The world can burn. The planes can burn. Just give me life. I'll destroy this life so badly. Break it, smash it, and stain it with blood and feces so that you cannot leave it either. Let all creations burn, for I cannot die. This is maybe Paranoid One. He just nods at everything. The nameless one that we have. So they said, you have been divided. You're one of many men. You bear many names, and each has left their scars on your flesh. Lowstone, Immortal One, Incarnations, and Man of the... Yeah, all the names. I grow weary. Okay. Fear names. Names have power and identity. Others can use names as weapons. Names are a hook that can be used to track you across planes. Remain nameless and you shall be safe. Okay. Continue. I am the nameless one. I think those are all the entries we have. This just takes us to a secret room. Yeah, nothing happens. Yeah, so I think those are all the entries we have. If we reload to our last save point, yeah, I think so we are at the end. We have finished the game. We have regained and remerged with our mortality. Then maybe we'll I don't know, we'll go to the lower planes and fight for some time. We die and I don't know what happens in the lower planes. Possibly in a later date, maybe Far from Grace and her gang, her gang of party members, her own gang of party members, can try to find us. That'll be cool. So yeah. Hmm. I don't know. The thing is, I can't really. I'm not in a position to like uh, give or like judge my experience with the game or review the experience, review the game as a whole, because first of all, it took me like 6 months, about 6 months to finish, and it's been very separated out. And the times that I've played, I've tried to kind of immerse and just go along with the flow instead of, I don't know. It's I am not able to kind of judge where this game stands. In terms of like how fluid the experience was, how good the story was. I can't even try to judge the story. Like it's a, in the sense, I can't like summarize the positivities of like positive aspects or negative aspects of how the story was presented, I, because of the way I played through it. I guess that's the only way I can kind of describe it. I've thought about like how I can convey like a summary or a closing notes to the game, and it's difficult. Like for the other games that I've played, which I've done it in a shorter duration, I think this has probably been one of the longest playthroughs I had to do to finish a game. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. I don't really know why, but I'm not able to kind of give the positives of the game or positives or negatives of the game. Because I've just immersed in it in a way. Yeah, it just feels like an experience that I went through without any other attachment to it, like any other criteria to qualify it. No other qualifications required. It was an experience that I had to go through in like 6 months time, slowly. And it's such a difficult game to get into, by the way, that I think I can say this the only way I could have finished this is because if I had this committed, like I had committed to like recording it and like presenting it, and a friend of mine was also watching it through. That's the only reason I could go through this. Is no other way in like a modern time span, like modern time period, where we have so many other games coming out which are so much easier to access and get into. With so many options available, it's so difficult to get into such a game like this.
What's the holdup?
Unless it's just your niche. If it's your niche, I guess you don't feel that you don't feel so what's the word, you feel like you're walking through molasses when you are in that first few 15 or 20 hours. And even later, there were times in the game where it just slows down and it's difficult to keep motivation. I would like, if I was not recording it, I would have left it so long ago. So that's a difficulty in recommending in this game. And I feel like the fact that this game exists and something like Disco Elysium, for example, exists right now in a modern time period, which is like, if you like this game, you can just go play Disco and have such a great time today without having like feeling it so without having all the dated feeling that this game gives and the pacing issues it has. And I feel that those are issues that it has, but I can't like, I have to distance myself from the game and the experience to convey it, because right now it just felt like this whole thing that I went through, and no other qualification is required, or I'm not even in a position to provide that qualification somehow. Like I'm too close to the end part to see the whole experience, to zoom out and like look at the whole experience and remember what I felt and how things were difficult or different in an earlier stage in the game. And it's not even an interesting thing to do. So later, maybe down the line, in many months or maybe years, maybe I can have a better perspective and like qualify this game's experience in some way, in a better way, because I am dissatisfied with the way I am categorizing or like reviewing this game right now. It was a very long and labored experience, which I greatly value, but it's not something that we can recommend, because that's not something that we go in expecting in a game, right? It has great writing, and like I don't even think of it as a great writing. It's just a world that we went through. I guess that's props to the writing, because it never takes away from Yeah, I don't even know. It's a bad idea to talk about this right now. Maybe maybe in few months, maybe I can add it to the description or something. Description of this final video or something. How I feel about this game. Because once you see it as an experience, it's just something that you went through, and nothing else really matters. And it's just as valuable as anything else that you've gone through in your life. And it's not a game anymore. And it's rare that a game puts me in a position where it feels that way. You know, you are not like trying to qualify its weaknesses or you're not trying to, yeah, you're not trying to judge that game. It's just something that you went through and it's just part of your life. And that there are a few games that it happens to. I think for this primarily it's because it's been spread apart so much. It's just become a part of last 6 months. And yeah, so that's how I feel. That's not how I feel. Like that's not a review of the game or like a summary of the experience. It's just like what in the position that I'm in right now. So that's that. And primarily one of my personal one not one of my personal some of my personal goals in trying to do this was that I have to improve how to speak, uh like to convey ideas the way at the pace that it originates in your mind. And there are a few aspects, like one of it is language, which is phrases that are to be used in a particular situation that does not come to me naturally because I'm not a natural speaker. So that's one aspect. Another is that just having a full-time job and like having to schedule the recording in really odd times or like times when I'm exhausted. I've noticed that the consistency of at which I can like talk or like have some reasonable thoughts and have phrases come naturally to me, that's very inconsistent with the in different episodes. At times when your brain is like clouded or exhausted, it does not happen. And I think that's a I don't know how to work around that. It's been like 67 episodes now, and there is still, even towards the end, there are episodes where I am inconsistent in terms of like speaking the right thing. In terms of like pronunciation and faces, if you like some of the earlier videos I have recorded, it's so much more awkward than right now. It's still awkward, like I've still used a lot of filler spaces, like filler phrases and just things that doesn't really have any meaning. It could be so much more concise and elegant, but at least during the transition phase where I can feel a bit more confident speaking out loud, those filler phases have come in handy. But it definitely takes away from the enjoyment when it's more and more you hear the word like, or you hear the word actually, which is just a filler phrase that comes up, and phrases that doesn't really mean anything. Hopefully I can iron this out in if we get to do something like this later, in a different game which has this kind of, which demands this kind of investment and rewards commitment to this degree. We will try something out, something like this, and I'll try to improve. So those are some of the personal things uh, in doing this playthrough. But yeah, as part of the in part of like in terms of story and characters, like I went through it as an experience. So it's, I hate to call it invaluable because that just sounds kind of cheesy. It's not invaluable. It's just something that happened in your life, and it uh, definitely nurtures your thought and your the way you, because you went through so many situations, right? So many scenarios, you met so many characters, got introduced to so many philosophies, you got to think about it and comment on it, and then uh, like be naive about it at first and then have it rectified later. So it's just a whole set of things that happened, and it's valuable in like just going forward. It's so valuable, and I don't even know if I enjoyed it in a sense. Like it's just you did enjoy it, but it's not like a game type of enjoyment, right? You just, I guess it's just the nature of this type of RPGs where your enjoyment is basically from like having neatly written stories structured in a way where uh, our 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 intellectual, like our decision making is uh, tickled in a certain way, and our understanding is developing in a natural way. All of those things are there. That's not a natural kind of enjoyment that I usually get from other kind of type of games. So I hesitate to call it enjoyment because it's so different from just having purely the feedback of an attack hit or something, right? In any of the other games. So yeah. Anyway, I should stop my ramble. This is this is probably the last episode of the playthrough. I don't know if anyone's watching. If anyone's watching, then yeah, I hope you had a good time. If we get any other games that are of this caliber, then we'll try to commit to something like this. It takes so long, and this last 6 months, it's so spread apart because I had to schedule things, and like it's also been like I don't know. But if I find something, we'll try to do this again. Yeah, that's it. Peace.
What's the holdup?